Badrasado Samaya Manobalaya Badrasado Denoba Dida Dino Mebawa Subukaya Mebawa Anorado Mebawa Sarvasiti Meprayata Sarvakarma Sudame Tetanshriya Aho Bhagavana Sarvata Dangata Bardama Memunzama Sato A Badra Sato Samaya Manobalaya Badra Sato Denoba Dida Dedo Mebawa Subukayo Mebawa Anorato Mebawa Sarvasiti Meprayata Sarvakarmasu Chetana Shriya Kuru Hunga Haha Bhaga Tata Gata Bardra Mami Munza Barzimbawa Ma Sama Sado Okay, if you have this prayer book, let open page 8. Page 8. Sanje Chedai Zoji Chonam Lai Chanju Barato Dane Jazu Jing Tage Jezoi Jibe Sonam Jing Rola Bejre Sanje Dubrajo Sanje Chada Doji Chonam Lam Chanjo Barado Dane Jazoji Tage Jezo Jibe Tonam Jing Rola Beje Sanje Dubrasho. To the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge till enlightenment. May I, through virtues and such giving, attain Buddhahood for others' sake. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. So first, please take a deep breath. Inhale fully. Exhale. All your stress, all the stress you have just out, Once more, please inhale fully. Exhale. Once more, please inhale fully. Exhale. Just relax your body and mind and just be here. The past is past, just gone. It's not here now. And the future is not yet here. And this moment is very momentary. Doesn't stay in 1 second. So you see, it's just a flash. We just live in this moment. We're living in this very short moment, which is so transitory nature. So that's why it's called everything is insubstantial. But our gross mind, grasping, fixated, as mentioned this morning, and try to fix, try to finalize everything, and always unsuccessful, not successful. And then we suffer, because it contradicts our perception and how things there exist. Our perception doesn't agree that what is exists in real nature. No. So always it contradicts. That's where in the world, everywhere, as I mentioned, nobody is fully satisfied. Just always we just encounter our conflict. That's why we are conflicted. This, the nature how it exists, our nature of the mind itself, and what we perceive, contrary, is called oxymoron. Okay. Okay. So look at this. So just look at this. So that's what I mentioned. Buddha's teaching is not something teaching a religion, but Buddha's teaching is how to see things, how they function, how they exist, and that's where I try to get it, try to maintain that. That's what it's called, always called unfabricated, uncontrived, unconfined. Because we are confined in our conflict. Our mind is always confined. Within that, we are trapped. We entangle with our mental defilement, afflictions, you see. So mind itself is pure by its own nature. But our habit, as mentioned, the habit that we are habituated in the samsara, that's called in the samsara. Samsara is a vicious cycle, unending, unending vicious cycle. Always we go through the conflict, and then we just suffer from there. See, so that's why the Buddha has such great wisdom to see this penetrating reality as it is. So that's why, as mentioned, we need this three training. The moral, this we just touched this morning, the Shila, moral ethics. Shila means cool, fresh. When we could maintain the Shila as it is, then mind has become so fresh. It's untouched by the mental affliction. When the mind is touched by the afflictions, confusion, then we wander into samsara. So Buddha's teaching is teaching you how to see that nature, to reveal as it is. So we have to uncover the mind, to kind of say, dispel the adventitious delusion. Okay, so we are going through this small text, this which is so profound, so precious. Okay. Says it is here, Yidu Sungun advising us or the practitioners, you just keep your moral ethics as your eye or your life, See, if somebody hits on your head, that moment you just totally close your eyes and protect your eyes. because your eyes are very sensitive, so that be as sensitive the non-virtues. Just look at, say, where come from for countless lifetimes in the samsara, life after life, life after life. Just ask yourself, what went wrong? How long I have been in the samsara? Why? Still I'm not awake. Still continuing these mind delusions. Just, refresh this. If I have a nerve, I shouldn't be following that way. Delusion. As mentioned, this is not a religious training, a belief, the Buddha said, you should understand what I said. Buddha didn't say you follow blindly. Buddha didn't say you should believe what I said. But Buddha said you should understand and practice, follow. See, so especially nowadays, the education is highly appreciated. So many universities are opened for education, because education is good for the country, for the individuals. You go to the college, university, get a high degree, all this. Buddha's teaching is such kind of educational teaching that, because Jiddu Sungkun, Lord Jiddu Sungkun said, ignorance is the worst enemy. When I say I don't know, that doesn't do any good. It doesn't help to solve the problem. So even the education is highly appreciated in the modern 21st century, but still all this wisdom is called afflicted wisdom. That's called unafflicted wisdom and afflicted wisdom. Because this university you go, they will teach you so many things, science, technologies, economic, this is the law school, all those things, they teach you so much, but they will never teach you how to obliterate, our delusion. How to get rid of the delusion, they will never teach you. Sometimes they make you a more deluded mind. So whereas Buddha's teaching how to get rid of these delusions, the root cause of suffering. See, as you can see, more our mind is less, more the less the afflictions. Their mind is more peaceful. It has some serenity in the mind. When the mind is more afflicted, then there's more suffering there, you see. It's very clear. It's not a religious belief. Do you think it is a religious belief? It's reality. How everyone in the world see that even animals who has less mental afflictions, they live very peacefully, They help each other, all this. When their mind is more diluted, more aggressive there. They fight so much each other, Even you can see the animal realm, in the human realm as well, you see. Even in general, you see, now here Buddha's teaching is teach you how to see your pure mind. So that's why you look at all this. Our body is borrowed. Where we're living, we borrowed. We not own. One day we have to leave, even leaving this body behind. All things what you have, we think is I own this, this is mine, But when you leave, that day, you cannot carry a penny. You see, you have to leave behind. So that's why I say this. What I'm is don't feel that I'm saying everything is negative. Okay, don't see that. What I'm trying to say is how to utilize this precious body, human body, maximize the ability of that mind to practice the Dharma. Bring the Dharma in your heart. Dharma means wisdom, okay? Peace. Our nature of the mind is total peace. It's total peace. So that's why Buddha's teaching right from the beginning. It teaches you how to achieve peace by taking refuge in the Buddha Dharma Sangha. So don't harm anybody, you see. You've heard of that. So don't harm anybody. Means peace. We studying, practicing how not to harm others, not harm to yourself. All our mental afflictions are harming ourselves. When there's strong attachment, it harms us. When there's strong anger, it harms us. When there's strong aggression, it harms us, our body, our mind, and there's no peace, you see. So they release this out. So meditate this. Means courage, you see. It's based on the courage. Sometimes means peace means okay. That's not the point, It's kind of like a primitive, We are talking here really great bodhisattvas. Their mind is totally peace, but so courageous mind, have no fear to help all the sentient beings. That's called the bodhicitta, Okay, here, so then, now I'll read this page second, isn't it? As a result of keeping these moral ethics, you will achieve the higher status of divine and human, say, free from the three lower realms, hungry ghost, hell realm, animals, and you will achieve the higher status in the human, precious human life. Divine means God realm, can born in the God realm and the human realm. Okay, so that's higher status of divine and human realm. But that is still within in samsara, ocean of suffering. We human beings, we know, we are not free from suffering. Still, we're in the samsara. No. If we make mistake, we're ready to go down. So, be aware of that. So these are teaching step by step, okay? Very step by step, look at this, how precisely, carefully it teaches us. No? Okay. Then, if you have not realized that samsara is a state of suffering, you will not be inspired to abandon it, you see. If you don't realize our human life, human luxurious life, the enjoyment that we have, not realize it's a suffering of change, a suffering of conditions, we will not inspire to free from that suffering. We are stuck in the human life, and we stay with that, still in the samsara. So, we're not saying this life is a bad thing, but we should acknowledge where we are. Meditate on this, reflect on this. Okay, I have this precious human life. I took refuge in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Now what should I do? It's not enough to be just a human being. This is the opportunity I have. I have such a gift of the wisdom to see things precisely, clearly, how everything is functioning. Just contemplate on that. How much opportunity I have. And if I'm stuck in the samsara, how much disadvantage is there. Look at this. And then appreciate yourself. See? And then appreciate Buddha's wisdom. Oh, what a great Buddha has that kind of wisdom. All the world now, you say, in the world, all the different countries, everywhere, So, no one knows how to free from samsara, as you know. We all just how to make our life in the samsara something better. And that always changes, ups and down, you see. There's no always everlasting peace, happiness, joy. It's very clear, you see. And Buddha's teaching what you have, every day you just remind, purify your mind, and always you'll enjoy. So this is what is teaching about, you see. And so, suffering. You will not be inspired to abandon it. Abandon of the ocean of samsara. Sit down now, abandon. Renounce. What means renounce of ocean of samsara means the cause of the samsara. This within us, not outside. Our mental, look at our mind. It's all mental three poisons that we have. These three poisons that we have, in this life, all the people, different people suffering because of these three poisons. There's some people suicide because of these three poisons. Nobody can throw us in the hell realm. No matter how bitter enemy outside cannot throw us in the hell realm. But only these three poisons will throw us in the hell realm, in the hungry cause. Not only that, next life, but this life, how it makes them miserable, our life. We chase happiness, joy, looking after. It's like chasing rainbow. You chase the rainbow, and farther you go, and farther rainbow goes out. You cannot catch the rainbow. So it's a practice in order to be liberated, you see, how to liberate from the samsara. This all the word has, each word has such great profound wisdom. Practice for liberation by giving up aspiration for nirvana means, practice for liberations by giving up aspiration for nirvana. If you experience peace for only yourself and don't reflect on others' sentient beings. So this nirvana, aspiration for nirvana means individual's liberation for myself. Okay. So here I mention next, if you experience peace for only yourself and not, practicing for others' benefit and don't reflect on others' sentient beings, you will fall into the Sharavaka and Patika Buddha's paths. So that is to say here, abandon the mind of this inferior vehicle. No, we go through step by step, okay. Sometimes there are some individuals out there, you're so kind of you feel samsara is, the suffering, the samsara is overwhelmed. I cannot tolerate. Now I have no time to think for others, but only by myself. I want to free from samsara. I cannot stand anymore. So it's just concentrating for oneself, liberation. So there are some individuals happens to become a Sharavaka or Patek Buddha, That happens when you reflect on the suffering of samsara, reflect on the cause of suffering of samsara. This is a good thing, basically it's good, this is a good thing. But say you should not be that kind of too extreme. You reflect on the suffering of samsara, to all the sentient beings who are suffering. As I suffer, as I dismay my suffering. I don't appreciate my suffering. Likewise, every sentient beings, they want to free from that kind of suffering. No, but they don't have this Buddha's wisdom. And I have the Buddha's wisdom. So I have the more responsibility to help others. So it's release this inferior vehicle, just individuals, self-cherish liberation, So I say, so that's why I say, cultivate bodhicitta, see, on the base of loving kindness and compassion, you see. So there, when individuals have so much suffering there, as I mentioned, that time you look at your suffering, how much you want to free from that suffering, how much you have aversion of that suffering. You want to free from their suffering. So now as I have that kind of feeling, everyone in the samsara has that kind of feeling. Then you see, as I want to free from all the suffering, all the sentient beings, they want to free from that suffering. As I want to have all the peace and happiness, every sentient being, they want to have peace and happiness. So look at that. So now hear that, you see. So now say, I'm just one person, one individual. And look at the sentient beings, the samsara, countless, limitless. See, look at that mind, open your heart, make your mind unconfined mind. No? See, so this is how you see, is how to bring real peace in the mind. The real enemy is not outside individuals. The real enemy is our mental affliction, no? The delusion, the arrogance, the sensitive ego, the two egos, you know, the ignorant ego and the wise ego. Okay? The ignorance ego, that what we have, so sensitive, very fragile. Okay? Just only thinking me, no? And no space, as mentioned, confined mind. You are so confined within in this small cocoon, you know, and then they will suffer. That's the ignorant ego. And the wise ego is bodhicitta. I will help all the sentient beings on the base of this love and compassion. Everyone desire to have peace and happiness. And I wish everyone to have peace and happiness, including my enemy who hates me. No? Who makes me kind of very irritable, you know, who irritates me. That individual also desire to have peace and happiness, you see. So make that mind. Ego is just a label. It's not something exists. Okay. Like this table. Table, as this morning mentioned, you know. Somebody created, built it. Then we use name as a table. You can use this name anything, you know. So I is how to communicate, you see. I get up, I eat, I walk, I go to retreat, I meditate, you know. It's a label. It's just a name. No? Like, you know, this mug, you see, this book. It's all just a label. Every individual, the language, different languages have their own labels, names, you know. It's just to communicate. But it's not something that exists as we're grasping. Something is mentioned, sensitive, fragile. No, that kind does not exist. There's no, you know. So the wise wisdom said, no, I will help every sentient being to have all the peace and happiness. I will walk every sentient being to free from samsara. Have to, you know, to have all free from suffering. That's the wise ego, a source of peace, That's called the courageous mind. So loving kindness, I'm sure you all know that meaning is one we desire, we wish to have all the peace and happiness, and the causes of that, that's called loving kindness. Okay, so meditate there. No? So Buddha is an example who have perfected the loving kindness, totally perfected. Anybody who sees the Buddha, they feel so peace. No. When they say Buddha, no one is afraid of Buddha. But all the negative emotions just melts because power of that loving kindness. See. So here, there are many practices, of course. If you read Jewel Ornament of Liberation, I'm sure you know, in that book, there's one section of the practice of loving kindness. All describes so detailed, very skillfully. No, looking at your mother, this life's mother, how she, of course, generally, generally speaking, in our life, mother is most close to you. I'm not saying every individual, everybody, no, but general average, the mother is most close to you. Mother, she gave birth of you. She went through hardship for you. She took care of you. She provided all things what you need. When your life is in danger, she protects from you. And then she sends you to school. No. So, there's no mother. So how kind your mother is. She sacrificed everything for her kids. No. So not just only this life's mother. Life after life, life after life, life after life. And not only just human being as well. Look at the insect, small insect. When she gives birth of her, that offspring, even though herself is so fragile, doesn't know anything, but she take care that her offspring. Just for example, look at the bird, how the bird hatches the egg, how she take care of her chickens. Something like somebody's trained that, but it's natural there. So in whole universe, everywhere regarding to this, So under such kind of conditions, through the delusion, how we can really kill others, sentient beings. Everyone there, when you kill other beings, how much they're crying, how much they're desperate. So look at these, generally in the world, you see. There, what you need to apply the Buddha's teaching. So practice the loving kindness. May all have peace and happiness. Before we put action, first develop in your mind. Before we go in the outside, first where you are, in your own place, meditate. Bring that in the mind. Develop that step by step, slowly, So even when you, in the morning, when you get up, Right at the beginning, when you get up, just breathe in all the Buddha's loving kindness into you, Just bring into your body, pervade your mind and the body. You just meditate, your mind is now become the embodiment of loving kindness. And then your body is healed. See, this loving kindness, the method is healing. It heals our mind. It heals our body. It makes your mind spacious mind. It makes your body so relaxed, comfortable. You see, when you're so tense, uptight, that time you just sit on your place wherever you are, on your chair, on your bed, doesn't matter where you are. Just breathe in all the Buddha's loving kindness into you. Through your nostril, heal in. And you just expand your chest and stomach. And then exhale your breath. Release all your delusion out. You see, meditate that, you see. And you feel so relaxed, you see, fresh. Do this often. So also Lord Jitosungku said, right in the morning when you could do that, so your chakras, channels of the body are totally cleansed by that. And then that occupies your body and mind. No. There's a very simple, but very profound practice. Very precious, you see. This not just being a spiritual, okay, this being as a practical method. How do you live your life? See? And then after practicing that loving kindness, then you breathe in all the compassion of the Buddha into you. Breathe in all the compassion of Buddhas into you. And breathe out all your mental negativities all out. As just you meditate, you embody the loving kindness and compassion. You just relax yourself, you see. As I mentioned, it's the power of the mind. If we don't have the wisdom to practice this, all the mental afflictions are also how they are powerful. It destroys all your peace, happiness. It throws you in the hell realm, because of that mental negative delusions. Now, when you have the wisdom to practice this, that itself becomes the pure land. There's no special pure land that you need to go. Where you are, that place is the pure land. No. Just maintain that. All your mental afflictions like attachment, anger, hatred, pride, it's all just breathe out. And then it's just may all sentient beings have happiness and causes of happiness. May all sentient beings free from suffering and causes of suffering. You just do that practice. first you practice that. Then you will appreciate. See, there are so many sentient beings, as you know, who has a lot of these mental afflictions, aggressions. No, the suffering is there so much, and they are so aggressive, destroying others' peace and happiness. When you see that, there's some in regular war, you kill them, you put them in prison, you know, make war. You see, you know, all the battle, all the weapons you see created to destroy others. But here in Buddha's teaching, you see, you develop that kind of wisdom, loving kindness, compassion. And when those individuals has these mental afflictions, then you develop greater loving kindness, compassion. Through their delusions, they want to have peace and happiness, but they don't know how to achieve, how to create that. They want to free from suffering, but they don't know how to do that. So the enemy of the mental poisons within them, and that's why they are suffering so much. Instead of you being angry, you can have greater loving kindness, compassion. And then there's no fear to help. By the power of your loving kindness and compassion, then fear is not there. Because you have such a strong loving kindness and compassion. And you know that how much deluded they are. And suffering, they are suffering, look at their. And on this, first as mentioned, we practice this ourselves. Every day, every moment, build to yourself. They are sometimes more powerful than emptiness. Those who were not prepared enough. Emptiness makes sometimes very fragile. When somebody hits you, it's not empty, It brings the pain to you, and then you are real upset, There's no emptiness, there's no loving kindness, compassion, So first you build these things. This is called preparation. Prepared. That's what Lord Chiktosu said this morning. I mentioned the preliminaries are more powerful, more important than the actual practice, what we call, So just, this is a way to build they are called the practice of loving kindness, reflecting the sentient beings, looking at the sentient beings, their desire for peace and happiness. You wish all the peace and happiness to these all sentient beings. When you meditate there, it's called, in the reference of the sentient beings, you practice loving kindness to all. Then you look at what are the causes for peace and happiness. See. So practice of loving kindness itself is one cause. Then all the virtuous practice, the 10 virtues. I'm sure you know those. Look at the 10 virtues. They are the cause for peace and happiness. then you wish all sentient beings have the cause for peace and happiness, the moral ethics, the generosity, the patience, all the rest of the cause for enlightenment are the cause for peace and happiness. So that's why we say, may all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. Your practice become deeper, okay? Then, after that, you see, as mentioned, everything is reflection. Nothing stands independently. Everything is so fragile. No? Look at our body. Look at all the organs of the body. Our skin, flesh, bone. Everything is just like a mirage. So fragile. And from there you just go through dust particles, through the quantum physics theory, dust particles, and all it's just mirage. It's inseparable of emptiness and appearance. You can see that. This is called non-referential loving kindness. So you see, go deeper on this practice. And you see there is such great joy. I mean, first peace, there's such great peace in your mind. Because that is the absence of all the mental delusions. No? The absence of mental delusions. So when the mental delusions are not exist, then there's great peace. So that great peace itself is nothing but great joy. It's in your hand, you see, within you. That's why I mentioned how the mind is so powerful, profound, vast. Just to meditate this, and you really enjoy the Dharma. Then you see how Buddha could teach these things. No? Buddha has that kind of great wisdom, a method. That's how you can obliterate your delusions through this kind of wisdom, method. Now these are just, as I mentioned, some description. Having said that, but sentient beings are not free from suffering, then they don't have total peace and happiness, including myself here, to talking about it, still limited, So now, what we should do? So practice bodhicitta, now there comes. But when you ask, when you will have total peace and happiness, what state, when you reach, you are that free from all the suffering? Ask that question. So then, when you achieve the Buddhahood, okay, when you achieve the Buddhahood, then see you have total peace and happiness. You are total free from all the suffering. Now what we should do to attain Buddhahood? It's not enough. May I attain Buddhahood? Please, Buddha, give me energy to become Buddha. You can say this prayer, but we are not Buddha. So now you cultivate. It's called bodhicitta. Okay. Cultivate the bodhicitta on the base of the loving kindness and compassion. So I will attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. See, that kind of cultivation of the mind is called aspiration bodhicitta. You start with that. Now, like say here, tomorrow I want to go to Los Angeles. You see, so you aspire to go to Los Angeles, okay? Also, I want to go to Tucson. That's how you cultivate the mind. That's called cultivation of the mind. I want to attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. Now these are, you see, this thought, nobody teach you. As I mentioned, your mother, who's most kind to you, did she teach you cultivate bodhicitta? If she knows, she will do it because she loves the child the best. My child is the best person in the world, you see, no? She wants her child the best person in the world. In the school, she will explain, oh, my child is so smart, very disciplined, so good. No. If somebody says something, you are wrong, But even your mother didn't teach you how to cultivate bodhicitta. So only Buddha now teach you this. Your mother is kind to her children, but not so much other than that. But Buddha, everybody. Just to look at that, see how precious the Buddha is. A great Bodhisattva comes here, and just very simple person comes here, and Buddha's there. Buddha will treat both same, not better for the Bodhisattva. But still Buddha will say, this person who is so stupid, he needs more support than this Bodhisattva. No? I have to do more to this person than the Bodhisattva. You understand? That's a Buddha's wisdom. How Buddha take care sentient beings. See. So that's why we first cultivate bodhicitta to attain Buddhahood. I will attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. So that alangara, Abhisamaya alangara, the book. You know that book? Who has, anybody knows that? Don't know. You know, what's in English? The ornament of something clear, you know. Untuk. Yeah. Oh, yeah, ornament of clear. Untuk in Tibetan. In that Maitreya, is written by Maitreya, said, what means cultivation of the mind? Those who desire to attain Buddhahood for others' sentient beings' benefit. Okay. Now, you ask if that is enough. It's not enough. We're not attaining Buddhahood, you know. Now what we should do? See. So let's see here. Maybe he's here. Okay. Teachers. So here, train, then is cultivate bodhicitta on the basis of loving kindness and compassion for the sentient beings, for yours, for the sentient beings, for all 6 realms, without leaving one behind. Okay. Train vigorously in the training of the aspiration and action bodhicitta, you see. Now next, action bodhicitta. How to practice that action bodhicitta? So having cultivated bodhicitta, means aspiration bodhicitta, practice the 6th perfection. Okay? Now, how to do this practice? 6th perfection. The perfection of the generosity, perfection of the moral ethics, the perfection of the patience or forbearance, and practice of the perseverance, and practice of the samadhi, meditative concentration, and practice of the wisdom awareness. These 6 topics will give us to train the mind. Okay? Training the mind. Our mind need to be trained so much. As I mentioned, it's very difficult. The mind is, because it's so profound, so vast, and our mind is so wild. Do you agree? Yes. Our mind is so wild, isn't it? So wild and makes us miserable, you know. It goes every corner, you know, and then to collect all this suffering, you know. And that negative mind enjoys when you are suffer, you know. Then the negative mind says, I'm successful. Especially when the negative mind, the delusions throw us in the hell realm, then that he enjoys so much, you know. So there we need courage, okay? This calm, indomitable courage we need. Even great bodhisattvas, still they have some left over these mental afflictions, you know. They suffer as well, you know. They're also working so hard. And we, of course, we need so much. That's why it's called precious human life. You understand now? Precious human life means, you see, we have that kind of opportunity, how to work with that. Otherwise, there's some dogs, there's some very smart dog, police dog, who are smarter than some people, You just call that dog, yeah, come here. You are in the samsara. You cultivate bodhicitta, you tell the dog. The dog has no idea, looking for a little bone to chew, See, so that's why you appreciate we have this precious human life. Rejoice, appreciate. You just say to yourself, I must have done something good. I have the Dharma teachings. Not everyone has the precious human life. Some are more successful in the business. They may not have precious human life. You ask the Dharma practice, I don't need that, Those who we are interested in Dharma, study, practice, especially when you have such strong devotion to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, is so precious. You cannot buy this from outside, from anywhere. You have to earn yourself. That you have earned by yourself. Now I have this. Now that is not guarantee if we don't utilize. We have to utilize that. Utilize in a better way to develop better. Develop the mind stronger. Purify our negative minds. Because just by saying prayers, may my negative thoughts may go away, may everybody feel happy. It's a good start. But that doesn't give us opportunity to get rid of the afflictions. The afflictions, what we have, is they are so stubborn. They're so kind of inveterated within our mind. That propensity is so tough that we need to work hard, meditate every day. Still, after some years, you can see the difference, you see. After a few years, you can see difference, When you are really practicing that, you find differences. But still, it continues this. And sometimes you feel it's like incorrigible. The word irredeemable? The word irredeemable. What's that mean? Cannot be redeemed. Irredeemable. Sometimes you feel it's irredeemable. I practice Dharma that long, but I'm not getting these things less. They are so stubborn, But they will. If you, they need the what called perseverance. Samsara is nothing but only state of suffering. First, you have to have that kind of understanding, wisdom. And then on the base on that, then called revulsion. Revulsion? Yeah. Revulsion, Revulsion means reversion to the cause of suffering, Okay. Sometimes you say revulsion, you should have revulsion for this life. It's not that, Sometimes they the word they kind of misinterpret it wrong way, So you have a revulsion of this life, you say. Then what should I do, So revulsion means revulsion to the cause of suffering. Okay. This mental estimation, mental afflictions just manifest easily. They look at that, this is the things I don't need. They have been treating me always in the suffering. I should purify. They should not exist within me. They are not belong to me. Because my nature of the mind is pure. Pure itself. It's not outside somewhere, it's just within me. But this kind of co-emergent, this negative thoughts emerge within me and brings me suffering. So I should look at them, that very negative mind itself is nothing but empty. No. But I need wisdom to see that. Sometimes the Mahamudra that's using co-emergent. Have you heard of co-emergent? Yeah, you have heard of co-emergent, Mahamudra, That means our mind, that what negative thoughts that we have, is co-emerge. It's just emerge within us. But we don't realize that nature itself is emptiness. We just see there's the duality, as mentioned, oxymoron, exist two together. So we need a wisdom that other side, the negative emotion, is nothing but natural emptiness. So when you realize that, you no need to get rid of it, but you realize that itself is empty. But before that, we need to bring all those remedy, antidotes, okay? And practice immersion in impermanence. It's such a precious thing, impermanence. Sometimes when you are so depressed, you feel, what should I do? I'm so depressed, I feel not good at all, You just feel desperate that moment. Sometimes you take pills, So a lot of people use drugs, Because of that, you see, instead of that, this is impermanent. It's temporary. It doesn't last long. That's the best drug you can use. Okay. As soon as you see that is the depression, if you see as the impermanence, and it gives you such great relief. Oh, yes, this will not last long. Right now I feel desperate, but it doesn't last long. It's my habit manifesting. So this is the practice you see. Bodhicitta practice was mentioned to progress out into the path, step by step, you see. This is called empirical method, okay? Any questions you have? Okay, so we got this way, practice. The 6 perfection I'm talking about. I taught a little bit about the generosity means, generosity is the variety, a lot of different topics. Giving, generosity means to mind, to free from the attachment, you give. what you attach to, you just give, you sacrifice. And giving, there's also giving fearlessness, helping others who are suffering is also giving Dharma talks, that this is my practice, I'm giving you this, it's my practice of generosity. Okay, so you get something, giving wisdom, giving skillful methods. Oh, this is a very vast subject. So in the jewel ornament of liberation, it's explained so precisely. See, what you can give, what you should not give, okay, and how to give. It's all explained there. Read that book. It's written by enlightened master. Kampupa was enlightened master, not just ordinary individuals. There's some professors write books. It's not that. It's one individual, right from the beginning to the Buddhahood. Like example of the impermanence. There's gross impermanence, subtle impermanence, very subtle impermanence, described step by step. Looking to oneself, how oneself is impermanence. Looking other, that you can learn about impermanence. Look at the changing the weather, day and night. So there's so many different ways it's explained about the impermanence. Very precious. Impermanence itself will give you some about like enlightenment. So these are, because the action bodhicitta, okay? You have to perfect that practice of loving kindness, compassion, and aspiration bodhicitta. As soon as when you cultivate the aspiration bodhicitta, then you can say you are bodhisattva. And then in that, in the training of the jewel ornament of liberation, there are 5 topics. The first, most important, is not giving up anybody from your heart. And that book mentioned there's danger to give up others. Say there's somebody always irritates you in the past, now, and you think this in the future also will irritate me. I will never help this person. I will get rid of that person from my sight. This danger is there. So you should not give up anybody from your heart. Whenever there's a chance, you just practice how to help. Even though right now there's no opportunity to help, but never give up in your mind. Okay? That's one of the most important practice. Because it's related to the all sentient beings, all sentient beings means nothing is missing. No one is out of your mind. It's very inclusive. You look at, see, how Buddha's mind is. Give us this kind of, this all cause for enlightenment. This method to free us from suffering, to attain Buddhahood. It's not a Buddhism, okay? When you make fire, they're like a wood in the jungle. When you make fire, you need all those things, isn't it, to make fire? You have to collect all the woods, and then you need, to kindle the fire. It's a cause. Like when you cook what you need. Also, when you cook, you need these 3 training. First, you need moral. So you need all the disciplines. How to chop the vegetables. All the different skills, Others don't cut your finger. There's all this. Then you need concentration. Your mind very concentrated. Well, then you need awareness how much salt it needs, sugar it needs, how it is cooked or not cooked. All you need wisdom. You need all these 3 when you cook. Also, when you drive, you need these 3. First, you look at all this, how you drive, discipline you need. And then when you're driving, you need concentration. Then you need where you arrived or not, which destination, where you are, All these 3 you need, isn't it? The same thing in the meditation practice. This is mind, mental journey towards the enlightenment. The 3 trainings are appreciated by all the Buddhists, the Theravada Buddhist, Mahayana Buddhist, Vajrayana Buddhist. All these 3 trainings. Okay. So that's now details, again, you can study from Dual Ornament of Liberation, the 6th perfection. I think, okay. Now you're putting some emphasis on the Vajrayana practice here. So even though one achieves the perfect enlightenment by practicing for 3 limitless eons and so forth, 3 limitless, 5 limitless, 10 limitless, so forth, that method is very difficult or rigorous. Maybe it's instead of difficult, maybe it is rigorous, maybe better word. What do you think? Rigorous, rigorous? Yeah. Maybe it's better. Instead of difficult, it's rigorous better. Okay. Words. You make that choice. Okay. It's rigorous and takes a long time. It's only in the sutra system. Only in the sutra system that takes that long time. That's why sometimes you can hear our Buddha Shakyamuni. He practiced for 3 limitless eons. It takes a long time. With the Vajra vehicle, this Vajrayana vehicle, secret mantra taught by Vajradhara, Buddha Vajradhara. Buddha Vajradhara taught all the Vajrayana teachings. Okay. And one may attain Buddhahood within a single lifetime. One may means one need kind of that energy, that kind of concentration, that kind of dedication, and strength you need to achieve, in a single lifetime. The example of Milarepa, Milarepa, who attained Buddhahood in a single lifetime. Okay. So you should follow that path. So follow that Vajrayana path, the secret mantra, by receiving the precious 4 empowerments of the ripening path. See, 4 empowerment. I'm sure you have received a lot of empowerments. Is there anybody who has not received empowerment? This this high Vajrayana practice, like say Vajrakilaya, no, or Chakra Samvara, or Kala Chakra, those highest yoga tantra has the four empowerment. The vast, the vast empowerment, the secret empowerment, the wisdom empowerment, and the fourth is called the word, precious word empowerment. So the teacher, the Bhajar master, explains all the details in each ceremony. The first phase empowerment, when you receive that, what is involved? Not just chanting, using the bell and just pouring some water on the head. That's not enough. So you need some good explanations about that when you are receiving that. And the disciples also should have wisdom to capture that. How to transform this ordinary state of samsara state to the enlightened state. How to see the five aggregates into the five Buddhas. The five afflictive emotions, negative emotions, how they're transformed into five wisdom, so forth, So these all details explain. And the disciples also experience those, okay? Then you see, then it's called in an pleasant place of solitude. Pleasant means comfortable place where you sit, very comfortable place. A pleasant place of solitude from an authentic, that authentic and noble teacher, the teacher who has all the ability, qualities, who has a quality and has the ability to grant, to give the empowerment. This should be done in the comfortable place, in the solitude, not in the chaos place, Completely avoid then you should receive all those empowerment completely. And then the disciples, both Vajrayana masters, both avoid the faults of breaking the samayas. All the samayas, the commitment, well kept, okay, preserved. So this is just briefly explained here. Would you like a short break? Oh. Yeah, make a short break, okay? Om Baza Sato Samaya Mano Balaya Baza Sato Tenoba Tita Teto Membawa Sudo Kayo Membawa Subo Kayo Membawa Anorato Membawa Sarwa Siti Mem Cheta Shriya Kuru Ho Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarwa Tata Kata Bertrama Mimunza Barzim Samaya Sato Bhadra Sato Samaya Manopalaya Bhadra Sato Tenopa Tita Teto Membawa Sutu Kayo Memba Subu Kayo Membawa Anorato Membawa Sarva Siti Me Prayata Sarva Karma Susa Chetana Shriya Guru Hunga Ho Bhakav Sarva Tata Kata Bhadra Mame Munza Barzembawa Ma Yasato. Here, as you know, with the Vajra vehicle of secret mantra taught by Vajradhara, so that so sometimes we call Tantra and Vajrayana. I'm sure many of you know, or most of you know, as a there are also some non-Buddhist also practice Tantra, the Buddhist Tantra. So some people ask, what's the difference? And some also others say, oh, the Vajrayana Buddhists, they mix with the Hindu Tantra, So there are a lot of those different communications we have. Here in this, in the Vajrayana Tantra practice, as rest of the Buddhist, the 5 preliminaries, 4 preliminaries: precious human life, impermanence, suffering of samsara, and causality. These 4 are very important. Especially, it makes the it makes the mind to free from samsara. In the samsara, you see, look at this body, our body. It's, as we talked about, it's impermanent. It's so impermanent. But we are in the samsara. We're holding, we're grasping something real, concrete as a mission. I know intellectually I'm impermanent, but I perceive as a permanence. This is me, how I did it. All what I did is in my conceptual mind. I'm holding all this, grasping, And now here, I'm 80 years old, and I did this, all the holding this arrogance, the ego, permanent, This, I show the picture, this when I was 10 years old. This is when I was 30 years old. This is when I was 60 years old. This is when I was 70 years old, So there's still me, Something very permanent. It's a wrong concept, It's all, look at when I was 10 years old and now, totally different. How I can say this is me? Is confused, So that. Then the samsara is state of suffering, but we are trying to achieve all the happiness and joy in the samsara and all from the 5 sensorial objects, 5 sensorial objects. So, what you see, just want to make you want to make everything to satisfy your eye conscious, beautiful, this. And the ear consciousness, you want to make your ear consciousness happy, beautiful sound, music, all this. And your nose, consciousness, you want to make it fragrant, pleasant, all your nose want to make happy, more consciousness. And then sometimes you say in the morning, when you want to, those who are coffee drinkers, and somebody makes the coffee in the kitchen, your nose becomes so long, It reaches to the kitchen, Then to satisfy your tongue, you make all the delicacy, all the food, all this scrumptious food, to satisfy your tongue. And your body, use how to satisfy your body, all those things. So just make as luxurious as possible to satisfy these five consciousnesses. Yes, And there's no one day you're fully satisfied. At the end of the day, no matter how much you try, you may say today is very good, this good, or like this, like that, but not fully satisfied. See? So just called, we're perceiving suffering as something joyful, impermanence as something permanent. And there's no, as mentioned, no I, ego. Where's ego? On your right hand, on your left hand, on your head, in your eyes, where the ego, in the skin, where outside, inside. That's you cannot find ego. No, just reality, nature. And metabata was zemba, tungewa was zemba. Tungewa there was zemba, metabata was tameva tatu zemba. Chid karingo, metawati swa, metati shaswa, tak chikare, metabata was zemba chaswa, tungewa there was zemba chaswa. 다음에 뭐 다도 좀 맞춰줘. 다 데려서 다. 미성마 정한 좀 봐. The fourth one. 미성마 정한 좀 봐. Our whole body is a source of filth. Look at it. Since I'm talking Dharma, so don't get upset, okay? don't say, he's just talking all the disgusting things, In the summer, how much we have to shower, first of all, you see. If you're clean, why you need to shower, Especially the humid area, you have to shower twice, 3 times a day. So, what it shows, that still you say, this is unclean. It brings the bacteria. Where the bacteria come from? Bacteria does not come from outside, from us. So you see, our eyes is source of ice wax, isn't it? The ear, source of ear wax. The nostril brings all the nostril, they say, and for mouth, all the mucus, all the source, It's good to see, reflect, see. One time Buddha taught about that, and there in the audience, that moment realize, this is what about. And achieved arhat, in the audience. So look at this. This is called the 4 misconceptions that we are holding in the samsara. Because we need those. All Buddhists, Theravada Buddhists, Mahayana Buddhists, Vajrayana Buddhists. Otherwise, why you want to become deity? When you practice Vajrayana, you become deity, isn't it? Why you want to become deity? If you're so clean, so wonderful, just kept that way. But you just transform into the deity. So I'm talking about the Vajrayana practice. So first we need this understanding, you see. These are reality nature. Don't say,
Oh, sometimes this, Buddhists are so negative. Oh, everything, they talk about impermanence, everything is a suffering, everything is unclean, everything is this, that, We don't like that idea. We want to be so joyful, If it is that way, why not? We should keep that way, But since that is not the case, and we are suffering, look at this. So you meditate on this. That will protect your mind, actually, These others I mentioned, the four confusion, where we're confused, brings all the suffering in the mind. You want to make something special, and doesn't happen. And then there's nonsense, I don't like this, I don't like that, And then you say, instead, if you know these things, oh yes, this is the way it is, you accept it, and your mind becomes free, you see, Your mind becomes free, and you just relax, See? Then, from there, all the Buddhists mentioned, Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana, all appreciate that. Then, on above that, then you take refuge in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Its refuge is also a cause. Sometimes we say converting into Buddhist. It's not a converting into Buddhist. It's a way how to free from samsara. Says mentioned, Buddha is the one who taught how to free from samsara. There's no one else. So it's a cause. It's a condition. Dharma is the one that helps us to purify all the obscurations. So Buddha is the state, absence of all the delusions. So that's why when you take refuge, we take refuge in Buddha, free from all the delusions. And the Dharma that Buddha taught us how to achieve that Buddhahood. That's why we take refuge in the Buddha. And the Sangha, the practitioners, successful practitioners, all this. So taking refuge, see. Then on that, this general Buddhist. Then in Mahayana, you cultivate. In Theravada, we do have practice of karuna, metta, they practice loving kindness, compassion through that. But in Mahayana, then on above that, bodhicitta. Okay, bodhicitta is that you have to study, practice bodhicitta, Mahayana. Then above that, you see, you have to understand of the emptiness. Okay. And after understanding of the emptiness, because you see, when you practice Vajrayana, how you start? After saying the refuge prayer, bodhicitta prayer, then how you start? Om so bhava shuddha sarva dharma so bhava shuddha. You say that? You see, what that mean? Om so bhava means naturally. Om so bhava shuddha means naturally pure. More to be abiding. Means emptiness is not something Buddha created. Okay. It's how everything functions within the emptiness. Even now, quantum physics theory, they also say everything is empty, This intellectual, through the investigation, but through the realization as well, everything is within emptiness. Because of grasping, the grasping is something against the emptiness. Within an emptiness, there's nothing to grasp. You release every fixation, fixated mind are released in that state. It's emptiness, you see. Then when you release all the fixated mind, the ignorance is now disappear, dissolve into emptiness. When the ignorance is dissolved into emptiness, then attachment, anger, hatred, all are taken care of. It's like cutting the root of the tree. When you cut the root of the tree, all the branches, leaves will just dry by itself. No? So you have to understand all this. Then finally you say submission, the Vajrayana, Om Sobhava Shuddha, you say. So those non-Buddhists practice Vajrayana or Tantra, they don't practice those. Then also, so bodhicitta is mentioned. Bodhicitta is one of the single most important. You know the deity, you transform yourself, transform into the deity. That deity itself is the embodiment of bodhicitta. Okay. So Omoso Baba Shuddha Sarvata means Omoso Baba Shuddha. Naturally pure means emptiness. Swabhava, naturally Omoso Baba Shuddha Sarva. It's a Sarva Dharma. Sarva means all. Dharma means phenomena. What are those pures? All the phenomena are within the nature of the emptiness. So Baba Shuddhaham, be in that state. So everything dissolves into emptiness. In Tibetan we say, Chetumja Tongba Nyido Gyuru, Tongba Ngalem, so all dissolved into emptiness. From within emptiness, then you see manifest lotus flower. Or then all the seeds built, lotus flower, on the lotus flower, then sun disk, moon disk, lion thrones, all those built, Then after that, the syllables manifest. After the syllable, then the deity itself manifests. So this is how the Vajrayana practice is about, okay? It's all, Vajrayana is the expression of the all significance. What it means, lotus flower, you visualize. Why? What it means, like sun disk on the lotus flower, why sun disk? On the sun disk, while moon disk. Now, on the moon disk, white syllables. So it's all just the significance of this science. So it's expression of all the signs, the significance. Vajrayana. Now, like, while the deity has there's like Chandrasekhar, there's 4 arms. And first, first 2 arms join at the heart, holding jewel. Why? Why this has the mala on the right hand, on the left hand flower? Why lotus flower? So why this 5-pointed crown? It's expression of all the significance, the perfection of the wisdom. So that's why the skillful means the perfection of the 6 parameters. In Sutra system, the emptiness has no form. It's empty, Dharmakaya. Then from that within Dharmakaya, the Paramita deity. Do you know that? What's color? Paramita, the mother. What color of that deity? Yellow or white? No, sometimes they're white, sometimes they're yellow, So you see, in the Vajrayana, it's a skillful means the emptiness manifests as the form, bhati, See, it shows inseparable of the emptiness in appearance. If you just say all empty, people have no idea what that is. So they say, what is that? It's inexpressible. We can say. But instead, if you have that all the significance, then you have some idea. Oh, that means this means. Oh, okay. You get idea. What means perfection, 6 parameters, all this. See. So Vajrayana has such a elaborated explanations of all these things. And that individual needs such a mental capacity to capture that. So this relation to these 4 empowerments, okay? Just briefly, I'm also very a child, a beginner child. The 4 empowerments of the ripening path, it ripens the mind. Through the empowerment, you receive the empowerment, you get this, you get all the instructions step by step. Your mind is more prepared, ripening. So when the fruit is ripened, then you can eat, Raw fruit doesn't taste good, So this is ripening. Your mind is more prepared, ready. And there's some highly gifted individuals can also liberate. That moment they understand him in that moment, and achieve the enlightenment. If you have heard of Indra Buddhi, when Buddha gave the Guya Samaja empowerment at the time of Buddha, Indra Buddhi was fully prepared, ready. So Buddha performed that empowerment. And Indra Buddhi totally understood that at that moment he achieved the enlightenment. Okay? So there are some individuals like that. We are maybe that much, not that much, but still should have some kind of understanding. Nowadays, what we do, you go to the ceremony and you have no idea what is going on. You got the vase, the vase put on your head and got a few drops of water and then what a thread. So I receive empowerment, You haven't got that? So, I haven't got empowerment. Okay, that's the wrapping part. So, in a pleasant place of solitude, from an authentic master, the noble teacher master, completely avoid the faults of the breaking the samaya. Okay. So this first, just step by step, so beautifully mentioned, Yes.
I have a question on the 4 empowerment.
Yes.
I don't understand this fully, but we had Kenchen Rimpoche was here and he was discussing a little bit.
Okay.
So we have base empowerment, we have secret empowerment.
Yes.
We have wisdom, knowledge empowerment, and then word empowerment. I'm confused on the basis of the word empowerment. And if you don't care to go into this now, that's fine.
First is the base empowerment is the most important. is the foundation of all the rest of the empowerment. Vase empowerment. Okay. That you would see as mentioned, the 5 aggregates we have. You transform the 5 aggregates into the 5 Buddha. Okay. We have 5 afflictive emotions. You know?
Is that still base?
5 afflictive emotions, you know that?
Is that still the base in the...
In the vase.
Yeah.
That you need to transform into 5 wisdom. So these are just general idea. Then on the basis of that, when you transform your being, these 5 aggregates or 12 increasing field or 18 dhatu, whatever you call all this, you establish into the state of the enlightenment. Then you receive the secret empowerment. Okay. Then after that, when you receive the secret empowerment, you need that time very good meditative state. No? Then after that, you receive the third empowerment, what's called knowledge, is called wisdom empowerment. Then all your mental state is all these delusions. They are nothing but their nature is emptiness and all these things. Okay?
And that's the Mahamudra?
That's the beginning of the Mahamudra.
Okay.
And then actual Mahamudra is the fourth.
Oh.
That's called word empowerment.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now you are enlightened?
Very close. Imajila, how long would you like to go for today?
Yeah, from the Zoom.
Would you like to continue? It's a little after 4, or you like to continue?
Oh,
How
yeah,
would you
yeah.
like to go?
Yeah,
Up to you, Sheila.
we can go a little bit.
A little more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we can say, okay.
Either way.
Not from Zoom.
Yeah. No. So far, no question.
Oh, okay,
from
that's
Zoom,
good.
yeah.
So let's see. First, let's see here. I can read a little bit from here again,
no.
you know.
Yeah.
So after not avoid the faults of the breaking the samayas, so that's how to take care of all the receiving empowerment and all the practices. You receive all the teachings. And then set your cushion in a place of total solitude, in the solitude place. You know, comfortable, and everything's arranged there. And sit cross-legged on that cushion. Fully engage in the 7-fold branches of the posture of the samadhi that you know. I think everyone knows that. Here, the list is here at the bottom. It's listed. Okay. Then contemplate impermanence. Again, you see, first you contemplate everything is nothing but impermanent. Transitory nature. I'm here. No. Nagarjuna once said, our life is like a bubble which breaks by the wind. First of all, bubble itself is so fragile. If it hits by the wind, how easy it will be, you know. So you see, he understood our nature as a mission. We are so fragile. Look at the estimation, the 5 organs. And all this, the flesh, the bones, the blood, and beating the heart, heart is beating every second, so fragile. How we can be so solid, look at that. So that's why he said, our life is more impermanent than the bubbles in the water. It's so wondrous. You're breathing in and out or out and in. You go to sleep and wake up in the morning. It's so amazing. Because Nagarjuna sees our state, See. So like that, as also this morning I mentioned Milarepa's story, So just reflect on that, contemplate impermanence. And the falls of samsara, as we talked about, suffering of samsara, suffering of change, suffering of condition. As soon as we have these 5 aggregates, we are nature of the suffering. Suffering is, we are under the condition of suffering. Look at this. And then release the attachment. So this all, not just contemplating. The main purpose, as mentioned, the main purpose is to take care of our mind, the delusion of the mind. That makes it most difficult for us. Nobody can torture us as we are tortured by these mental afflictions. There's no one to blame about it. We just, why I am doing so, why I deserve this. We just said this much, But the mental afflictions, this is the key point, how to take care of this. All is about the mental afflictions. They are nowhere, if you look at, neither outside, nor inside, nor in between, but it's there. So it's so ambiguous. Doesn't matter what kind of clothes you wear, robes or whatever, Doesn't help us if we don't take care of that. So that, see, look at it in impermanence and falls of samsara. This is why we are practicing Dharma. And Dharma can help so many people in the world nowadays. So we, those who are practitioners, we have big responsibility to study them, practice them, and we can help people in the world. But without our well understanding, we cannot help others. It's not the idea to converting to Buddhists, but the idea is to free them from suffering, from delusions. The lot of young people I heard now they are depressed, feel lonely because of what's called smartphones. They all have to look at their smartphone. Their friend, they cannot talk to you. Even though you go to tea or some restaurant, but then you order food and then you look at your phone. No time to talk to your friend. And first you started some important conversation, and the other person and they say something, I have some information. and you stop that in that talk, And the other one is upset about that. I want to talk this is very important. Then they're split, So you sit there, Lord, what does this say? So Dharma is how to help for us and to help those individuals. Starting from there, slowly. As I mentioned, mind is not easy to take care of. It takes time. But at the end, you really appreciate that, So it's the fall of this, the falls of samsara. So that's why he said here, fully train your own mind with the loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, as earlier I mentioned. So here now put more emphasis on this as a foundation for the Vajrayana. Train your mind, loving kindness. May everyone have all the peace and happiness, including the individual who hates me, who irritates me. Meditate on there. See, Milarepa, one day the sky was so bright, the sunshine is so clear, and he came out from his cave and sat on a boulder, and he gazed all sentient beings, and there he meditated on the loving kindness, called non-referential loving kindness to all the sentient beings. While he was meditating on that, then he heard a sound. A dog was barking. It's so high in the solitude, on the mountain. There's no one there. So he thought, who could be here in such this remote area? Then soon after, a deer was running. Running so hard from each hair, producing water, purse, so it's full of fear. So there's, this one, the dog is chasing this deer. And the deer saw Milarepa because of his total power of the loving kindness. The deer was just directly rushed towards Milarepa. Felt so kind of great peace there. Then he said the song to deer. He communicated, deer, I will give you meditation instruction. And soon after that, the dog just appeared, showing a long tongue, looking where the deer is. With a lot of fear, the deer may lose any time. And then the dog saw the deer in Milarepa, and all the anguish of the dog disappeared, and felt so peaceful. And sit next to Milarepa, you see, and Milarepa's loving kindness. See, even those animals he can communicate and help, you see. Those are such highly accomplished practitioner, perfected the practice. So we follow that path and can do something for ourselves. First we get the benefit, then we can help others, So this is a practice of loving kindness, compassion. It's not just a word, just as mentioned, bring into your heart. Breathe in all the Buddha's loving kindness into you and permeate your mind, the body. bring in Buddha's compassion into you, and all our mental afflictions purify. We embody loving kindness and compassion, you know. Then with that, as I mentioned, then we cultivate bodhicitta. Now I want to attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. And I want to practice Dharma with the action bodhicitta. And this is the best offering to Buddha. Okay? Buddha will please by this, nothing else. We make water offering, flower offering. Buddha won't come here and drink your water, you know, take your flower, breathing the incense, you know. But for our benefit, we make offering to Buddha. For our accumulation of merit, we do these things, you know. But this practice of bodhicitta, loving kindness, compassion, that would really please the Buddha. Totally, you know. Buddha is omniscient. There's not just one Buddha. There's countless Buddhas. So meditate on those. Okay? Okay, anybody has any questions?
Rimpoche, there is one question in the Zoom. It says the current human lifespan.
Oh,
In Zoom, it says currently humans' lifespan is very short. Then
those sometimes short, sometimes long.
yeah. So they're asking, do wheel-turning Buddhas appear at times when the humans' lifespans are very long? So do they only come when there's very long lifespans? Wheel-turning Buddhas.
Wheel-turning Buddha.
Yeah.
Buddha comes, that time life is long.
Yeah, that's their question, yeah?
What is the question?
So Buddhists who actually turn the wheel of Dharma, do they only come, I guess they're saying, will they come in our lifetime when even it's short? Maybe that's the bottom.
It doesn't matter. Buddha comes anyway, short or long.
Yeah.
Yes. Buddha's activities has no limit. Okay. Buddha will come this time or not come this time. It's all interdependent, interconnected. In the jewel ornament of liberation at the Buddhahood is described all this. Buddha alone is not enough. Ourselves alone is not enough. We need all those interdependent accumulations, accumulation of merit. And then when all things come together, Buddha's activities can benefit we all. Otherwise, sometimes you get some deities, you know, you received all the benefits of those, you see. If that is so powerful, why not Buddha coming now here, all taking care of the problems, you know? But it's interdependent, interconnected, okay? That's it?
That's all.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay, now shall I say some dedication prayers?
Yes. So page 224 in the book, please. That was the ending. Okay, we'll go very quick. Okay, 224. Doje chanchen tilhi narodang
Marba mela jeje gambo bam amotu bagyaw hadri kumba Kagyu Lama
Namki
Dashi
Dorje, Changchen, Tili, Naro, and Marpa,
Marpa,
Milarepa,
Milarepa,
Dharma
Dharma
Lord
Lord
Gampopa,
Gampopa,
Pamodrupa,
Pamodrupa,
and
and
Lord
Lord
Drikumpa.
Drikumpa.
May we have the
the
good fortune of all the Kagyu Lamas.
Diye tamje
Zebani
jepane tone niveranam banjete gekanachi balondrupaye sipe shole roa sho.
By this virtue may I attain the state of omniscience and overcome the enemy, the defilements. May I liberate all beings from the ocean of existence with the turbulent waves of birth, age, sickness, and death.
Sanjo Rimpoche make panam ke gyurche ke panyamba me paya gone gondo pewasho.
May precious bodhicitta arise where it has not been, where it has never decreased, but grow higher and higher.
Kamsang Hor Soadev Jotu Kushe Ringwa Soadev Jinle Rashinge Pa Soadev Lamadan Rawa Me Pa Jingilo.
I pray the Lama has perfect health. I pray the Lama has a long life. I pray all activities flourish. Bless me to not part from the Lama.
O Chita Kempadang Kuntu Sangbo De Yang De Shen De Da Kungi Jesu Na Lo Ching Gewa Di Da Tam Je Rab Tu No.
As Hero Manjushri became wise and likewise did Samanta Bhadra, so I will follow their example and share this virtue with all beings.
Ekoson mi pe jin labdang, joni mi gyur jin me jin labdang, getun mi che tu pe jin labki, jitan oshin mon lam dru parsho.
By the great blessing of the Buddha who attained the three Buddha bodies, by the great blessing of the truth of the unchangeable Dharma as such, by the great blessing of the union of the indivisible Sangha, so by dedicating this merit, may this aspiration be fulfilled.
Gorde tamje ki dusum no sapadang yopege we sawadi dadan senchen tamje no dualana mepa yanda baso pe chanchu rimboje topar kyurchi.
By the virtues collected in the three times by myself and all beings in all samsara and nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious enlightenment.
Gunjan gungan choki je tendran ella wando drikumba rinjem baki tenba site ba jedu.
May the teachings of the Lord of Dharma, who is omniscient, the master of interdependence, great Trikungpa Ratna Shri, continue and increase until the end of samsara through hearing, studying, practicing, contemplation, and